Hi everyone, this is Super Cuckoo Farm. Hi everyone, this is Super Cuckoo Farm. We are here to showcase you how to rear chicken, and our intention is to give you as much information as possible from day one old chicks, how you're supposed to brood them. We will be taking you through the brooding process, vaccination schedule, and also when the chicks get outside the brooder after 21 days. So we will be also showing you the process of rearing the broilers up to when they be mature, that is 35 days. We are going to do a 35 days challenge to show you how to rear chicks from day 1 up to day 35 when they are ready for consumption. So come with us, subscribe, share and comment on our YouTube channel so that you'll be able to share more and more information about chicken rearing and also other farming adventures. Here with me I have a girl. Her name is
Kuku.
And the boy, your name is? So guys, let's do this and welcome. Yote hapo simweke kwa hizo zingine shiro.
Kama ni huu na
Enda umwage tu kwa tray direct. Things you need to know before you start a broiler chicken farm. And the first thing you need is training. This is important because you need to understand the type of chicken house you're going to construct based on where you live, because the environment also determines the type of chicken house that you're going to construct. If you're living in very cold areas, then it means your chicken house will be different from those living from hot areas. The chicken house will need a lot of ventilation and also lighting, so you need to calculate well in terms of how the chicken house size is, so that you determine the size of ventilation spaces that you will need. And also you also need a source of heat, especially when you're living in off-grid. You need to make sure you have a reliable source of heat. We have a brooder which uses briquettes, and we have solar system which is the source of lighting. So that is what we normally have for brooding. And we also have a gas brooder just in case we run out of briquettes, but briquettes is more economical compared to gas brooder. Yeah, because they burn slowly and the source of heat is reliable, not like charcoal. Like you see charcoal, you will have to keep on adding more charcoal at the middle of the night towards the dawn. So you need to keep on checking how the heat is. So here I have learned when you use briquettes, they are burning slowly and they are producing a lot of heat. So that source of heat is sufficient for running the whole night. You don't need to come and check the heat status during the night. So another thing you need to know is you need to learn about chicks' behavior. Like now, when the chicks come, there are some things you're supposed to do when they are 1 day old. Number one, you need to ensure that the brooding is. So we have covered the things that you need before you start a broiler farm. We have said you make sure that you have a chicken house, you have a source of heat, you have lighting, and you have the drinkers. There are different types of drinkers depending on the size of the chicken. So for day 1 old chicks, you need small size drinkers, and you will keep on adjusting the size of the drinker as the chicks grows. So the other thing you need is the feeders. For day old chicks, you need feeding trays like these ones. You see, these are the feeding trays. You will use this before between day 1 to 21 days. This is to allow the chicks have access to feed, and it's also easier for them to feed on the chicken trays than the chicken, the other bigger size feeders. So once you achieve that, of course this will be guided by the number of flocks that you want to bring in the farm. And I think in future I'll be doing a calculation of how many feeders you need to say, like for 100 birds, 500 birds, and also how many drinkers you need. That will be covered in the subsequent videos. So just for today, we just do a cover up. We just go through the things that you need, the key important things you need to start a chicken farm. The next thing you will need is the chicken feed. Normally there are 4 types of chicken feed for broilers. You will need starter mash, which is good, especially when the chick is 1 day to 3 days old. That is what we normally use, because you find that the crabs, they are not able to peck all the crabs well. So when you give them mash, it is easier for them to feed on mash than the starter crab. So what we normally do, we buy a bag of starter mash, which the chicks consume for 3 days, depending on the flock, the number of chicken in the house. And we also feed them the starter crab from day 4. After that, we give the chicks the finisher mash. After 21 days, we give them the finisher mash. And then we normally break the finisher mash with pellets, because the chicks, when you introduce the pellets directly, they will have high rates of death because of the heart attack issue, especially when the environment is hot. So you will need to make sure that you break the feed with chicken mash, finisher mash, I mean. The other thing, very important thing you need at the brood when you are bringing the day-old chicks is the liquid paraffin, and this will help the chicks in digestion. They will not have paste. They will not have a paste. They normally get paste at the back. You see where there is the poop here. So when there is when you find a paste here where the chicken poops, the vent here, you see this vent, when there is paste, it means that the digestion is not going right, and there is constipation. So to avoid constipation, you need to use liquid paraffin so that the chicks' digestion will be smooth. Another thing you need is the chick start. Chick start is like glucose. You can either choose to use glucose or the chick start. It's all the same. And also vitamins. This will give the chicks a good health start, and also it will reduce the stress, the chicken stress when they are rearing. The other thing you need to know is the vaccination schedule for broilers. You need to know, because different companies which sell the chicks, they have different timelines of vaccination. Like when you're sourcing your chicks from Ken Chick, you don't have to worry too much about vaccination because they are already pre-vaccinated. But if you're sourcing your chicks from Isinya, you need to be having the vaccination schedule to allow you vaccinate your chicks within the right timeline. So the types of vaccination involved when you're rearing the broilers. Number one, you have the one which is done at the hatchery is the Marex. Number two is the Gumboro, which is done at 7 days. And the other one is the fall, what do you call it? The second, is it the fall pox? Newcastle, sorry, not the fall pox. Fall pox is for Kienyeji. Newcastle, you do it at 21 days for boosting. That is if you're sourcing from Ken Chick. So when you're doing Ken Chick chicks, you will only need to do the Gumboro for boosting and Newcastle. The rest is just okay. You don't have to do like the Newcastle 1 and Newcastle 2, Gumboro 1 and Gumboro 2. So the other thing you need to ensure you have is the source of wood shavings. The wood shavings will be very key, especially when setting up the brooder. This will enable the chicks to have a comfortable environment where they'll be landing, because you don't want to expose the chicks on the floor, which is very cold. So you must make sure that the brooding is done right by ensuring that you have wood shavings on the brooder. When you're making the brooder, you need also to ensure that the corner, there are no corners at the brooder. So what you normally do is, as you can see from the video, our brooder is rectangular, it's not circular. But for us to protect the chicks from crowding towards the corners, we use we cover the corners with plywood, which is available at the hardwares. So you can get this. Normally the price goes at 500. You can cut it up into smaller sizes, and it's also flexible. So those are basically the things that you need when you're starting a poultry farm. I believe it's not so much, and it's something that you can start making some money out of it. that's all for today. If you have something that you want to ask us, just pass the question on the comments. And if it's something that you have heard me mention and you feel it's not right, also mention it at the comment. Let us share as much information as possible so that we do farming together and we make farming profitable and also encourage more people to do farming. Thank you guys, and thank you for your time. Subscribe, share and comment. Thank you. Bye.